Hello and welcome to another episode of Slam TV. I'm Professor Roger Yang, and today we're going to learn about simple interest. Luckily for you folks at home, we've got a very special guest for you. He's an aspiring lemonade mogul who's looking for love and a little bit of funding. He's Professor Jay Cho.
Thank you, Roger.
Hey Jay, how's it going?
Not bad.
Man, this is a pretty cool outfit you got on. I barely recognized you. Is it Halloween already?
No, this is a disguise.
A disguise? Wait, let me guess. You're preparing for your new dream career as a wizard spy.
No. I'm just hiding from my creditors.
Creditors? You borrowed some money?
Yeah, remember I studied that lemonade stand business thing?
Oh yeah, Chobucks.
Yeah, I need to borrow money to start my business. Unfortunately, lemonade is so out of fashion.
It is?
Evidently, kombucha is the new hot thing, you know.
Ooh, I love kombucha.
Well, apparently everyone does. Anyways, my business got shut down and I don't have money to pay back, you know.
How much money did you borrow?
$100.
$100? You don't have $100? We just got paid like a couple days ago.
Yeah, I got money to pay that back, but I don't have money to pay back the interest part.
What's interest?
Interest is the cost or fee charged when borrowing money.
So basically, you're paying for the privilege of borrowing money.
Yep. It's the juice, it's the cut, it's the pig, it's the vig. Nobody's gonna lend you money for free, you know.
Well, Jay, I would have lent you the money if I had it.
Right.
Which I don't.
Right.
Anyways, how much interest did they charge you?
Well, they want me to pay back $130.
$130? Well, $130 minus the amount you borrowed, which is $100. 130 minus 100, that's $30. You're paying $30 in interest.
I know, $30 in interest on $100 borrowed? That seems a lot.
It does. How is interest normally calculated anyway?
Well, it depends on a variety of factors.
Like what?
First, it depends on how much you borrow. More money you borrow, more interest.
I guess that makes sense. Like if you only borrowed $1, well, that's not such a big deal. But if you borrowed like $100,000, then it's a pretty big deal.
Right. Lenders are taking some risk lending you such a big amount of money. So they need to be compensated for that, and we have a name for this amount. This amount is called the principal. Principal P is the amount that you borrow or invest.
Why does it say invest? I thought interest was all about borrowing.
Well, when you're lending money, you can think of it as investment because you'll be making money by charging interest.
Oh, I see. So you're saying that when you borrow $100, the lender is investing $100 in you.
I'm a good investment.
I see. What other factors are there involved when calculating interest?
Well, the next factor is how long you have your loan. That's also a factor.
So you're saying if someone takes a long period of time to pay back, then they should charge you more interest. Oh, I see. So if they gave you like 5 years to pay it back, then $30 in interest wouldn't really seem too bad.
Right, $30 for 5 years, not that bad, right?
So how long are they giving you back to pay back the loan?
My case, only 2 weeks.
Wow, such a short time.
I know. Ugh.
Okay, so you're saying the principal is one factor, which is the amount that we borrow. You're saying that the amount of time it takes to pay back is another factor, right? Are there any other factors?
Right, the next factor is interest rate.
What's interest rate?
Well, annual interest rate is percentage we need to calculate how much you owe.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Let's say you borrow $200 at an interest rate of 10%.
So in this example, the principal P is equal to $200 and the interest rate R is equal to 10%, which translated as a decimal is equal to 0.10.
And to calculate the interest, we need to know 10% of $200, which is 0.10 times 200, which is equal to $20. So at the end of 1 year, I would owe $20 in interest.
What if you borrowed it for 2 years?
Well, every year they're going to charge you $20 in interest. So after 2 years, it'll be $20 plus $20 will be $40 in interest.
What if it took you 2.5 years to pay them back?
Well, it would be $20 for the first year, $20 for the second year, but since you're paying back halfway through the third year, you only need to pay half, which is only $10. Thus, the total amount of interest we have to pay is 20 plus 20 plus 10, which is $50.
What if it took us 30 years to pay them back?
In that case, I'll just use a simple interest formula.
There's an interest formula?
There's a formula for simple interest.
Simple interest? Is there like simple interest and extremely complicated, nearly impossible to comprehend interest?
Sure, yeah, why not?
Anyways, what's the simple interest formula?
Simple interest formula. I is equal to P R T.
I equals simple interest.
T is the principal.
R is the annual interest rate.
Because R is an annual interest rate, T also has to be in years, so T is time in years. So how much interest do you think we have to pay for 30-year loan?
30 years? Wow, that's such a long time.
Right, when people buy homes, they don't have enough cash to pay for the whole thing.
Oh yeah, homes are like super duper expensive.
Right, so people have to borrow money. Those are called mortgages. 30-year mortgages are pretty common.
30-year mortgage, is that the same thing as a 30-year simple interest loan?
There are different types of loans. The mortgages are amortized loans.
Oh.
The principal for those kind of loan is a lot, hundreds of thousands of dollars. We'll talk about amortized loans later.
Oh, okay. Well, let me work out our example of the simple interest loan. So our simple interest formula is I equal to PRT. In our case, I want to substitute in a $200 for P, 0.10 for R, and a 30 for T. Taking 200 times 0.10 times 30, we get $600.
So how much do you have to pay back the lender?
Well, for this 30-year loan, it seems that I have to pay them back $600.
Well, my question was, how much do you have to pay back the lender?
Oh, did I do my let me double check my calculations. We have interest equal to $600.
Yeah, your calculation is correct. You calculated the interest correctly.
I knew it.
But you also have to pay back the original amount that you borrowed.
Oh yeah. I have to pay for the privilege of borrowing money.
Which is the interest you just calculated.
But I also have to pay back the original amount that I borrowed.
Which is the principal. The lender is not going to be happy if you don't pay that back as well.
Oh yeah.
And we have a name for this thing.
Oh, what is that?
This is called the future value of a simple interest loan or investment, which is equal to principal plus interest. FV is equal to P plus I.
Oh, that seems easy enough.
Yeah, usually we'll replace I with the simple interest formula.
Oh, we do?
Right, if you do that, we'll get future value FV is equal to P plus I, which is equal to P plus PRT.
Okay, cool. It means the same thing. Future value is just the principal plus whatever interest we've generated.
And we get the factor out the PN.
Get FV is equal to P parentheses 1 plus RT close parentheses.
This formula is what we call the future value of a simple interest loan or investment.
Man, how could they take such a simple idea and turn it into such an ugly formula?
Ugly? Roger, why are you being so judgy? I see formulas for their inner beauty.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I guess we have different tastes in formulas.
Clearly.
What do you think about this formula?
Oh my gosh, such a beauty. I think I'm in love.
I think I just threw up in my mouth. Okay, back to our example.
Well, I see you have a formula anxiety. Why don't we use our future value for simple interest formula to do our example? You know, best way to overcome an anxiety is face it head on.
Yeah, okay. What was our example again?
Well, if we borrow $200 at 10% interest rate for 30 years, how much do we have to pay back?
Okay, so we take our numbers and we plug them into the future value formula. The principal P is $200. We got to put a parentheses plus our interest rate R, which is 0.10 times the time T, which is 30 years, and then we got to close those parentheses. So I just put all this into the calculator?
Yeah, type it as it is and enter it all in one step.
Okay, hitting enter, we get $800. I guess that calculation wasn't that bad.
Yeah, let's say we did it as P plus I.
Oh, okay.
P is the principal, the original amount you borrowed, $200.
Right.
And I is the interest that you calculated before, which was $600. So $200 plus $600 will give you $800.
Oh, that's the same answer I got when I used the future value formula.
Exactly. That wasn't that bad, right?
No, it wasn't that bad.
So when we do these finance problems, first you have to pick the right formula. You have to identify different pieces of the formula. Then we'll just have to plug into the calculator. That'll help you get the right answer.
I can see how the more I do it, the less ugly, scary, the formula gets.
Exactly.
So what was the interest rate R for your loan?
Well, they didn't tell me the interest rate. They just said $30 interest on $100 loan for 2 weeks.
Is there some way that we could calculate what your R is?
Yes, there is. We just have to use one of our formulas.
Do you think we should use the future value formula or the simple interest formula?
We can use either one, but let's use simple interest formula because we don't have to deal with that parentheses. So back to our simple interest formula, I is equal to PRT. Why don't you help us fill in what we know?
Okay, we know that I is equal to 30, P is equal to 100. We don't know R, so we can just leave that as a variable.
Okay, so far so good. How about T?
It seems that T should be 2, right?
Oh, not this case.
No?
Right. Remember our interest rate is usually given in terms of annual interest rate.
Okay.
So annual means every year.
Oh yeah, annual means you have to pay every year.
Exactly. So for example, our mortgage rate.
Right.
Mortgage rates are usually annual rate of less than 10%.
Okay.
And credit card, they have annual interest rate of about 20%.
20%? So high.
I know, credit card debt is no joke. Anyways, do you see why we shouldn't use T is equal to 2 for our example?
You're saying that because we have an annual interest rate, our time T should actually be measured in years. So if I were to plug a T equal to 2 in there, that would mean that we have 2 years.
Right, but those people didn't give me 2 years, they gave me 2 weeks only. So how do you convert this 2 weeks into years?
So we know that there's 52 weeks in 1 year. So that means that 1 week is 1 over 52 years. If we double that, we get 2 weeks is equal to 2 over 52 years.
That's right. 2 weeks is just a fraction of a year.
Great. So now what do we do?
Now we're going to plug in the time, T is equal to 2 over 52, into T in our formula. So we have I is equal to PRT. We had 30 is equal to 100 times R times T. Substituting 2 over 52 for T, we get 30 is equal to 100 times R times 2 over 52.
Cool, Jay. Can you lead us through the steps to solve for R?
Sure. First, we multiply both sides by 52 to clear the denominator.
After we do that, we get 1,560 is equal to 100 times R times 2.
Which gives you 1,560 is equal to 200 times R.
Dividing both sides by 200, we get 1,560 divided by 200 is equal to R.
Which gives you R is equal to 7.8.
Oh, I'm surprised. 7.8%. That's not so bad. That's less than credit card debt.
Oh, it's not actually 7.8%.
It's not?
How would you convert a decimal into a percent?
Well, you would take the decimal and then you'd multiply it by 100.
Right, so our answer was 7.8. In order to convert it to the percent, we need to multiply by 100. So we get actually 780% annual interest rate.
What? 780%? That's like ridiculous.
I know, those creditors, they'll try to end me.
What? I don't recognize this number. This must be another robocall.
Wait, who's calling? Wait, don't answer that. No, don't answer that. No, 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 no. Don't answer. Ah!
Where's Mr. J. Cho? Mr. Cho Bucks. We know he's your friend. Yo, Cho, you better have my money.